going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to quickly talk to you about the top 5 things that I would like to see Supercell add to Clash Royale in 2020. It's just hours away from Season 10 being released, and I know they're changing the rules, they're deleting cards, they're adding brand new cards to replace those, they're changing how, spawner decks are gonna work because they're reducing the time the spawn cards are on the map, but then they're also adding, death unit spawns and all that stuff. So during these times, I really think that Supercell should add these next 5 things. And now these 5 things are not in order. That does not mean that number 1 is less important than number 5. But at the end of the day, guys, watch the rest of the video because number 5, I'm pretty sure every single one of you is gonna agree upon. Now, the number 1 thing I really wanna see Supercell add to Clash Royale in 2020 is a special trade token. Not too long ago, they added a common token where you can trade commons for commons, rare token, rare for rare, epics for epics, legendaries for legendaries. Now, I really would like to see a special trade token where you're able to trade commons for rares, rares for epics, and epics for legendaries. Now, obviously, it wouldn't be a 1-for-1 deal, right? You're not gonna get 50 commons for 50 legendaries. What I really like, it's something ridiculous, but I mean, I don't think it's out of the norm to trade 50 commons for 1 rare, or 25 rares for 1 epic, or even 10 epics for 1 legendary. But it'll just allow us to fix the whole idea of, the whole problem of over leveling. Right now, my main account is at level 11, and I am running the 2.6 hog still. And the biggest problem I'm facing is that my opponents that are, same trophy level, they have level 11 King Tower, but they got level 13 Wizard. Makes no sense, and because I adopted a brand new deck, it's taking me a while to get to get my Musketeer, to get my Hog, my Ice Wizard, my Ice Golem to a higher level, and I think it's just impeding on the whole idea of having fun when you're playing the game, right? It always sucks when you start a game and you're like, okay, level 11 versus level 11, this is an even match, and then you play a Hog and he counters with a level 13 Wizard, and it's like, really, where did that come from? Then they're like, okay, I got a level 13 Wizard, here's a level 13 Barbarians, and it's like, what am I supposed to do against this right now? It makes no sense. The whole problem of over leveling, I think this trade new system will be able to help against, and as well as the whole idea that Supercell has of, equalizing the outcomes throughout all the cards, having 50% usage rate, 50% win rate for all cards, and I agree with that. But I mean, if we're gonna go ahead and equalize all the cards, doesn't matter whether they're rare, epic, common, they have 50% win rate, 50% usage rate, then it should be able to, that if I'm trading commons for rares, since it's 50-50, I should be able to trade them. Number 2 really falls in line with number 1, and that is a card donation upgrade. I've been doing a little bit of the math, and you can actually request 2.5 times more common throughout your day than rares, and 8 times more rares than epics. And since we're gonna go ahead and equalize the outcome where 50% win rate, 50% usage rate, it doesn't matter, then I think we should actually trade that as well. We should be able to request, the same amount of commons as we can rares and the same amount of rares as we can epics, and that's really where the whole over leveling problem comes from, right? If let's say a level 12 King Tower player and I decide to adopt a Golem deck now, well, it's gonna take me quite a bit of time to get that Golem to a decent standpoint where I can actually fight opponents of my King Tower level. And the whole idea of I'm a decent player and I'm playing this deck and I'm facing an opponent that's my same king level, but their cards are 3 levels or 2 levels higher than mine just because this is the deck they've always been using, and I really can't beat them because they got 22.2% higher cards than I do. I just think it kind of kills the fun of the game. It's not really about the strategy anymore, it's more about who's got the better cards or who's spending more money on this game. Now, Number 3 is a little bit of a controversial one because I've been reading about it on Reddit for quite a bit now. I've been contemplating this, and there's merit on both sides of this add-on, and that is the 2v2 resign button, right? So, you know, when we're playing 2v2, I know a lot of people get discouraged because they get a sucky teammate, or their teammate quits 10 seconds into the game, or, you know, halfway through where you're putting up a good fight, but you're just really not there yet, but you still have the hope to defeat your opponent, and your teammate quits. And it just kind of kills you, and there's really no incentive to stay within the 2v2 match. Bringing a little more incentive, especially if you, let's say, are a good player and you have a sucky teammate. Well, that sucky teammate might be new to the game, right? They want to learn how to play the game, so they get into a 2v2 because they want the support. They just want to see where you're gonna be, how the game works. If you're going 2v2 and your teammate sucks and you don't want to play with them, well, I think that, you know, to have that a little bit of incentive and a little bit of reward to go into the 2v2, I think we should add a 2v2 resign button, but this is the only condition that I agree upon, is that we should add a 2v2 1000 gold or 500 gold, whatever it is, resign button, meaning that if you're the very first person to quit the game, you pay 500 or 1000 gold to your teammate. Because you know they're gonna lose. Like, there's no way for you to play 1 versus 2 and win. It's an automatic loss, but I want to stay in the game because I want to learn how to play the game. I want to get better at timing my hog. I want to get better at placement, right? I want to get better at countering. And what's a better time to learn than when you're facing 2 other players? You learn defensive from facing 2 other players, but then you know you're gonna lose trophies. You know you're gonna lose the game. You know your win streak is gonna be gone. So I think, you know, putting a 2v2 button, making it cost 1,000 gold, and transferring that 1,000 gold to the player that you're abandoning, it makes it a little bit more worth it, and it just brings a little more kind of like you're in it to win it, right? Like, you get into a 2v2 game thinking like, okay, I'm 100%, we're gonna go into it, and then your teammate quits 10 seconds. It's just discouraging, but you know what? Having that extra 1,000 gold to be able to upgrade your cards a little bit better or easier makes it so much worth it. Now, number 4 is kind of an interesting one because I know that once your cards are level max, you get star level. And at star level, all it really does is change like just kind of like how the cards look. Doesn't really change the performance of the cards. Now, this is a really interesting one because this one goes one way or the other, and I really want to see your comments in the comment section below about this one. And what I really want to see is once you max out your card, let's say it's the wizard, I think that you should be able to trade that star level, right, for gold, so that you can upgrade other cards or buy other cards in the shop, or trade that star level to not only upgrade the look of the card, but also the stats of the card, right? So, for example, right, let's say the Musketeer has 2 star levels. You don't get to have 1 star level and then second one. What I think should happen, and I think this really will add extra strategy to the game and make the game a lot more interesting, is having that Musketeer change into a different statistical card. Meaning, if you go star level 1, she'll have 10% extra speed boost in attack, or star level 2, and make it look different so that when you're placing the card, you know which one it is, have an extra 10% damage buff. So you can have a Musketeer that's, you know, all blue and stuff, and she's got gold and everything on her, and she's wielding this huge musket, and she's going crazy because she got an extra 10% attack speed. Or you got a red one who's got, for example, 2 muskets, right? And she's doing an extra 10% damage, right? Smaller muskets, let's say she can trade a musket for, you know, 2 guns, whatever it is. But I think that would add so much more strategy to the game, and it would pretty much double the cards that are in the game, right? Like, the only problem that I see with this one is that, guess what? If you go with a faster musket, you're staying with that faster musket for the rest of the time that you have your account, and you cannot go back. And I think that would really add a new whole environment to the game, a really broad spectrum, the meta would change, and I think that would be an absolutely epic addition to that game. And number 5, the one we've all been waiting for, and I really think that we should it's about time we add this, but I think we need a legendary building. Now I know we have commons and rares. I don't think we have an epic building, at least not the one that I can think of in my head, but I really want to see a legendary building. Legendary cards have a bonus addition to it, right? You know, minor, being a unit, being able to be placed anywhere on the map. Bandit having that dash ability. I think, or for example, the lumberjack that, once he dies, he spawns a rage card, right? I think all these are great bonuses, and I really think we should find a building that's a legendary that has an absolutely amazing bonus to it. I don't know what it would be because I'm not that creative, but I really would like to see one, and I really want to see your comments and thoughts about this in the comment section below. Let me know what you would have as an absolutely crazy legendary building. I think an epic one would be, and this is what I'm really going for, is have like a little tower that's got like a wizard on it or whatever, and it's just kind of like, a cannon tower or a bomb tower where this little guy is just shooting fireballs. But, and here's the catch, whatever unit kills that tower gets hypnotized and converted to your unit, right? So if, for example, a mini P.E.K.K.A turns around, hits it, and that was the last hit for that death of that tower, guess what? That is now your mini P.E.K.K.A, and he's gonna turn around and go towards your enemy. I think that would be an absolutely crazy defensive building. I think it would be epic. Or you can actually just place one where it's, you place a bomb tower, it's a legendary bomb tower, but once it dies, let's say again a wizard, it's a wizard bomb tower, whatever, but once it dies, it spawns a 3-second barrier on your field where no spells work. I think that would be epic. So that if somebody tries to launch a rocket, lightning, zap, fireball, it gets deflected and it does no damage, and you just wasted 4 to 6 elixir just because you timed your fireball completely wrong. That adds so much strategy to the game, that adds so much more skill to the game, and I think just broadens the game a little more and makes it way more interesting. But there you go, guys. There's the top 5 things that I would really like to see, a wish list, if you will, for 2020 in Clash Royale that I really want to see, really want to see added to Clash Royale in 2020. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, don't let me know by hitting that like button. If you have any comments or thoughts on any of these 5 things, or if you have another one that you might have in your head, then let me know in the comment section below. I would really love to see and hear your thoughts. And don't forget, if you love Clash Royale content, then don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the very next video.